Hi Alice, how are you dear Alice? Thank you for your joining my dear. Let's start to double tapping on the screen my dear. I wanna writing the name of the every person. Just wait a while my dear. Just wait up for a second. How are you my dear? Happy to see you on here. Thank you so much Alice. Just 1 second my dear. Just 1 second. Hello everybody, have to write your name in the chat guys. Lots of love and respect for you joining guys. Happy to see you on here. Adisa, how are you dear Adisa? How are you Adisa? Thank you so much for your joining. Respected Adisa. How are you dear Adisa? Thank you so much for your joining. Respected Adisa. Every person to do double tap on the screen to write your name in the chat. You wanna have to encourage the likes guys. If you wanna can support, you should have to make your small donation on our stream for spreading the love guys. You're joining having a lot of love and respect guys. Every single person are very respectable for me. Those have to join the stream, have to write the name, have to make the like, have to share the like and to subscribe to the channel. And you should have also a very respectable for me when you wanna have to make a small or a big donation on my stream. I wanna writing the name guys. I wanna writing the names guys. So and hurry up to join me guys. Thank you so much for your joining every respected member. Harry, how are you dear Harry? Thank you so much for your joining. Allo, how are you dear Allo? How are you Allo? Thank you so much for your joining respected Allo. Where are you from watching dear Allo? Please everybody. Oh my god. Thank you Allo. Thank you so much. God bless you dear Allo. Thank you. Thank you for the 6-7. Thank you so much, Alo. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you, dear Alo. Thank you. Alo, can you send a one finger heart? Can you try a one finger heart, dear Alo? You wanna try it if you wanna can easily. You wanna play a one finger heart, my dear. Thank you so much for playing the 6-7. Thank you so much. Thank you. Alderan, hi Alderan, how are you Alderan? Thank you so much for your joining Alderan. Thank you so much dear Alderan. Thank you so much for your joining dear Alderan. Thank you so much for your joining Camila. How are you Camila? How are you Camila? Thank you so much for your joining respected Camila. Thank you so much for your joining. Please guys, you wanna send the laughing disco guys or finger hearts. Yeah, these are both are my favorite gift guys. Setar, how are you dear Setar? Thank you so much for your joining dear Setar. Holly, how are you? Camelia, Abby, how are you dear Abby? Please guys, encourage the likes. And also you wanna do support guys. If you wanna can easily to support. I hate your channel. No worry, my dear. I love you. I have loves. If someone has to hate my stream, but I have loves with the man. Josia, how are you, Josia? How are you, Josia? How are you, Josia? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Josia. CB, how are you, dear CB? Please, everybody, to write your name, guys. Basit, how are you, dear Basit? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Basit. Every person have to write your name in the chat, guys. You wanna send the beautiful gift in the screen, guys. Larry, how are you, dear Larry? Thank you so much for your joining, real Larry. Uh, oh, Sabre, thank you so much, dear Sabre. Thank you so much, dear Sabre. Thank you so much, dear Sabre. Thank you so much. Sabre, can you send a one big gift, my dear? Like you wanna play a laughing disco, you wanna play a finger horse, you wanna play, yeah, you wanna play the six one. If you wanna can easily, you should have to play it, my dear. Doa, how are you, dear Doa? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Doa. If you wanna have to play a big gift, I will be write your name on the board. Yeah, I will be write your name on the board. Ava, how are you, dear Ava? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Ava. Please, everybody, to write your name in the chat, guys. Amber, how are you, Amber? Thank you so much for your joining. Rahul, how are you, Rahul? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Rahul. Please, everybody, do like and subscribe to the channel, guys. You wanna have to write your name in the chat, guys. Hurry up, everybody, to write your name in the chat. Rishi, how are you, dear Rishi? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Rishi. Esme, how are you, dear Esme? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Esme. How are you, dear Esme? Please, everybody, do like and subscribe to the channel, guys. You wanna have to write your name in the chat, guys. Amber, how are you, respected Amber? If you wanna can support, guys, you should to make the donation for my support, guys. Peggy, how are you, dear Peggy? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Peggy. Benisa, how are you, Benisa? How are you, Benka, how are you, Benka? How are you, Benka? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Benka. Levy, how are you, dear Levy? How are you, Levy? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Levy. Ferenzi, how are you, dear Ferenzi? Please, guys, do support, guys. Do support Ferenzi. Yeah, guys, to show you a love. Levy, I write your name, my dear. Harley, how are you, Harley? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Harley. How are you, Harley? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Harley. How are you, Harley? Solengi, how are you, Solengi? How are you, Solengi? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Solengi. Ali, how are you, dear Ali? Please, everybody, write your name, guys, and send the laughing disco. Terenti, how are you, Terenti? How are you, Terenti? How are you, Terenti? You wanna send the laughing disco or finger hearts, guys. Amir, how are you, dear Amir? Thank you so much for your joining. Zachary, how are you, dear Zachary? You wanna can support? If you wanna can support, guys, you should send the laughing disco or finger hearts, guys. Faration, how are you, Faration? Please, guys, don't spam. Do not disturb the viewers, guys. Ferensen, I'm writing the name of the every person. Mattis, how are you, Mattis? Yeah, if you wanna kind support, you should send the laughing disco or fingers, guys, for my support. Alize, how are you, Alize? How are you, pretty Alize? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Alize. Thank you so much for your joining, guys. How are you, dear Alize? Anastasia, how are you, Anastasia? Thank you so much for your joining. Jora, how are you, Jora? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Jora. Trevor, how are you, Trevor? How are you, Trevor? Thank you so much for your joining. Zanim, how are you, Zanim? How are you, Zanim? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, everybody, to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for your joining. Pop, how are you, dear Pop? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, you wanna have to send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. Obrigado, how are you, Obrigado, how are you, Obrigado? Please, guys, every person to write your name. If you wanna can support Zainab, I write your name, my dear. Serbita, how are you, Serbita? How are you, Serbita? How are you, dear? Thank you so much for you joining, dear Serbita. Thank you so much for you joining. Please, everybody, to write your name in the chat. Leon Tim, how are you, Leon Tim? Thank you so much for you joining. Trevor, I write your name, my dear. Leukas, how are you, Leukas? How are you, dear? Thank you so much for you joining, dear Leukas. Thank you so much. Everybody have to write your name and increase the likes, guys. Hurry up, guys. Hurry up, everybody. Have to write your name in the chat. Thank you. Welcome, my dear. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, guys. Harry, how are you, dear Harry? Thank you so much for your joining. Ade, how are you, dear Ade? Thank you so much for your joining. Respected Ade. Larry, how are you, respected Larry? Jesus, how are you, Jesus? How are you, Jesus? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Jesus. Lena, how are you, dear Lena? How are you, pretty Lena? Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Lena. Hazomi, hi Hazomi, how are you, Hazomi? Please, everybody, send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. Any person can send the laughing disco, guys. Jesus, I write your name, my dear. Hassi, how are you, dear Hassi? How are you, dear Hassi? Thank you so much for your joining. Hassi Muas, how are you, Hassi Muas? Righty, how are you, Righty? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Righty. Jason, how are you, Jason? Please, guys, do not James, how are you, dear James? If you wanna can support, guys, you should do the donation, guys. You wanna send the fingers, you wanna send the laughing. Oh, child lady, how are you, child lady? Thank you so much for your joining. Lena, how are you, dear Lena? Thank you so much for your joining. How are you, my lovely brother? How are you, child lady? Hamlet, how are you, Hamlet? Thank you so much for your joining, child lady. How are you, my dear? James, I write your name, my dear. Chaleru, how are you, Chaleru? What's up, dear? I wanna miss you, you know. Oh, thank you so much, Charlotte. How are you, Charlotte? How are you? Charlotte, you wanna send a one laughing disc, one fingers. You wanna try a one fingers, my dear? Faria, how are you, Faria? How are you, dear Faria? Chaleru, you wanna try a one finger hearts today, my dear? Okay. Or every person to write your name in the chat. Trevor, how you, Trevor? You wanna oh, Yee, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my god, you wanna play the combo? Vladimir, hi Vladimir. Thank you so much for your joining, respected Vladimir. Thank you. Yee, can you send a one laughing disco, dear Yee? Thank you, my dear. Yee, thank you, Yee. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Thank you, Charleru. Thank you, Charleru. You wanna try a one. You wanna try a one laughing disco. You know, Zata. How are you, dear Zata? Thank you so much for the rose. You wanna try a one laughing disco or fingers? How are you, dear Zada? Henry, how are you, dear Henry? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Henry. Bessor, how are you, Bessor? How are you, dear Bessor? Thank you so much for your joining. Alice, how are you, dear Alice? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Alice. Karen, how are you, Karen? How are you, Karen? Thank you so much for your joining. Henry, I write your name there. Justin, I write your name there, Justin. Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, encourage the likes. I will back when I got enough force. Laughing disco. Okay, my dear. Okay, thank you. Hamad, how are you, dear Hamad? Please, everybody, do support, guys. Do support, guys. You wanna do the super chat, guys. Yahya, how are you, dear Yahya? Thank you so much for your joining. Respect to Yahya. Asila, how are you, Asila? Thank you so much for your joining. Respected as Alice, Asila. Thank you so much for your joining. Asa, how are you, dear Asa? Please, everybody, do support, guys. You do support, guys. Yeah, Yahya, I write your name. Ali, how are you, dear Ali? Yeah, guys, I don't have big support, guys. You wanna make the small donation, guys. Yeah, as Gia, how are you, dear Gia? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Gia. Uh, Isho, Ishoti, how are you, Ishoti? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Ishoti. You wanna make the donation of $2, $5, $10? That's enough for me, guys. Yeah, not do not don't make the big donation. I have feel very happy with the small donation, guys. Daniel, how are you, Daniel? Thank you so much for your joining, Daniel, how are you, Daniel? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Daniel. Cabbage, how are you, dear Cabbage? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, everybody, to write your name in the chat. Amber, how are you, dear Amber? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Amber. Please, everybody, to write your name in the chat, guys. Rahul, how are you, Rahul? Thank you so much for your joining. Zohaib, how are you, dear Zohaib? How are you, Zohaib? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Zohaib. Binato, how are you, Binato? Please, everybody, to send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. Jesus, how are you, Jesus? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Jesus. Any person can play can play Ishal. How are you, pretty Ishal? Any person can play a fingers, guys. Yusra, how are you, dear Yusra? How are you, pretty Yusra? I can put my names. Yeah, Shelby. Why not there, Shelby? Hi, Shelby. How are you, Shelby? Oh, you wanna donating $15? Thank you so much. You wanna do the super chat of the $15? I will be very happy. Yeah, if you have to make the $15 of the donation. And Saida, how are you, dear Saida? Ruke, how are you, dear Ruke? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Ruke. Avi E, how are you, Avi E? How are you, Avi E? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, write the English name, guys. Carlo, how are you, dear Carlo? Thank you so much for you joining, Carlo. Carlo Zad, thank you so much for you joining. Valentina, Valentina, how are you, Valentina? Everybody to write your name in the chat. Hurry up, guys. Make the likes, guys. Ayun, how are you, Ayun? 15 or 20 is enough, my dear. 20 is my goal. You wanna have to complete my goal, yeah. You wanna have to complete my goal. It's a $20 on my goal. Bexa, how are you, dear Bexa? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Bexa. Hurry up, guys. Just try your best. Voni, how are you, dear Voni? How are you, Voni? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Voni. Every person to write your name in the chat. Baxtior, how are you, Baxtior? Every person to write your name in the chat, guys. Gretel, how are you, Gretel? Tadio, how are you, Tadio? How are you, Tadio? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Tadio. Frank, how are you, Frank? Any person can do the super chat, guys. And also, when I send the $20, your live will be on. You wanna do it right now, my dear. If you wanna can do it, you will be right. If you do the donation of $20 right now, I will be go off. Then that's enough for today. Frank, I write your name there for Frank. Staircase, how are you, Staircase? Jackson, how are you, Jackson? Thank you so much for your joining, Jackson. How are you, dear Jackson? Thank you so much for your joining. Kalim, how are you, dear Kalim? How are you, Kalim? Thank you so much for your joining. Please, guys, do the super chat. Hi, Abro. How are you, Abro? You wanna do the super chat for my support, guys? Thank you so much for your joining. Everybody have to write your name in the chat, guys. Laline, how are you, dear Laline? Everybody have to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for your joining. Please, every person to write your name in the chat, guys. Okay, no problem, guys. You wanna try it once again? May it will be work. Lily, how are you, dear Lily? You wanna try once again? Hi, Lily. How are you, dear Lily? Thank you so much for you joining, dear Lily. Addie, how are you, dear Addie? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Addie. Liucano, how are you, dear Liucano? How are you, Liucano? Thank you so much, Liucano. Kara, how are you, dear Kara? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Kara. Camille, how are you, Camille? How are you, Camille? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Camille. Please, everybody, have to write your name in the chat, guys. Devio, how are you, Devio? How are you, Devio? Lauren, how are you, Lauren? How are you, Lauren? Please, any person can send the laughing disco, guys. I'll do the super chat. Lena, how are you, Lena? Kash and Kashif, for you, Kashif. Thank you so much for your joining, respected Kashif. Davi, how are you, Davi? Shania, how are you, Shania? How are you, Shania? Dunje, how are you, Dunje? Thank you so much for your joining. Every person to write your name in the chat. Leon, any person can send the laughing disco, guys. Any person can send the laughing disco or finger hearts, guys. Alexandro, how are you, dear Alexandra? Thank you so much for your joining, respected Alexandra. Shashi, how are you, dear Shashi? Anor, how are you, Anor? How are you, Anor? Any person can do the super chat, guys. Please make a small donation, guys. Dara, how are you, respected Dara? Thank you so much for your joining. Vadi, how are you, dear Vadi? Any person can do the super chat, guys. Ranjit, how are you, Ranjit? How are you, Ranjit? How are you, Ranjit? Please, guys, do the donation, guys. Do the donation, guys. Malin, how are you, Malin? Norwin, how are you, Norwin? Aroj, how are you, dear Aroj? Thank you so much for your joining, pretty Aroj. Any person can do the super chat, guys. Oh, thank you for the sitter. Any person can send the laughing disco. Thank you so much. Are, can you try a one laughing disco, Are? Are, can you play a one laughing disco? You wanna try it? To click on the goal to play a one laughing disco for my support. So I will be go off if you Lewis, how are you, dear Lewis? You wanna try a one laughing disco, yeah? Davi, how are you, Davi? Kamali, how are you, dear Kamali? You wanna try it, guys? You wanna try a one laughing disco, guys? Like then, thank you. You wanna try a laughing disco, guys? Jason, how are you, Jason? Gia, how are you, Gia? Elise, how are you, Elise? Richard, how are you, Richard? Any person can do the super chat, guys. Lucas, how are you, Lucas? Any person can do the super chat, guys, or send the laughing disco, guys. Please. Samir, how are you, Samir? Larry. How are you? Please, guys, you need to try a laughing disco, guys. Every person have to try a one laughing disco, guys. Jory, how are you, Jory? Amber, how are you, Amber? Goju, how are you, Goju? Please, guys, every person have to try a laughing disco, guys. Every person have to try a laughing disco. Thank you, guys. Lena, how are you, Lena? Asbella, how are you, Asbella? Yes, Bella, I write your name, my dear. Thank you for joining my live session. Any person can do the super chat, guys. Make a small donation, guys. Make a small donation. Do a super chat or send a laughing disco. Yeah, you wanna try a laughing disco or super chat, guys. Anna, how are you, dear Anna? Julia, how are you, Julia? Please, guys, you should try to play a laughing disco or super chat, guys. Afrainer, how are you, Afrainer? Thank you for joining, Afrainer. Who is going to sending the laughing disco, guys? Any person? Topi, how are you, Topi? UP, how are you, UP? Who is going to sending the laughing disco, guys? Jonita, how are you, Jonita? Who is going to sending the laughing disco, guys? Any person is going to play, guys? Solengi, how are you, Solengi? Nina, how are you, Nina? Livia, how are you, Livia? Lara, how are you, dear Lara? Any person can send the laughing disco, guys, please. You wanna try a one laughing disco, guys? Emily, how are you, dear Emily? You wanna try to play, guys, a one laughing disco or super chat, guys? Martina, how are you, Martina? Hafsa, how are you, Hafsa? Please, everybody, you should have to try it, guys. Hafsa, how are you, Hafsa? Lena, how are you, dear Lena? Mathis, how are you, dear Mathis? Hurry up, guys. Everybody have to try to play a one laughing disco, guys. Amber, how are you, dear Amber? Yeah, guys, you should too. I'm good, dear Noor, guys. Yeah, guys, laughing disco or super chat. Make a small super chat, guys. No worry. Harry, Dana, how are you, Dana? Make a small donation for my support, guys. Ava, how are you, dear Ava? Dana, I write your name. Look that my dear Ava, I write your name. Please, everybody, you should have to write your name in the chat, guys. Everybody to write your name, guys, please. Any person can do the donation, guys. Chassis, how are you, Chassis? Jessica, how are you, Jessica? How are you, Jessica? Any person can try a laughing disco, guys. Any person can try a laughing disco. Any superhero is here to play a one laughing disco for my support, guys. You wanna click the gift icon. You wanna click on the gift icon to play the laughing disco in the screen, guys. Yeah. Jessica, how are you, Jessica? Larry. Safa, how are you, dear Safa? Rahi, how are you, Rahi? Bexa, how are you, dear Bexa? Any person is here to make a super chat, guys. Any superhero is here. Any superhero is here, guys, to make a super chat, guys. Samuel, how are you, Samuel? Any superhero is here, guys. I want only one superhero, guys, to play a laughing disco. Who's play a one laughing disco, guys?